So far we have seen Swivel collecting fingers in his uniquely horrifying way of, well, just walking down the street and slicing off whichever he deems worthy for his garden. With the last few issues, the focus has drifted more from his collecting to his ultimate plans for Declan, who has some of his finely grown plants. The majority of this issue takes place in the place between, and we are finally provided with an explanation as to why Swivel's plants are dying, and why exactly he needs Declan. Reese is trapped in the hungry world. Swivel's torture of Declan reaches a devastating climax, and a familiar face makes a terrifying reappearance. Fingers drop, one by one, as Reese is mortified with the sight, and Declan is in shock. Ever feisty, Reese assaults Swivel, but to no use as Swivel is not moving an inch. Swivel, surprised that Declan forgot his past, helps him by literally pulling his memories, finally laying down the last piece of the puzzle. After his misfortunate meeting with the overzealous farmer, Swivel makes his appearance with the offer of both freedom, but also new fingers in exchange for him becoming his harvester, as the madness in men's thoughts are of no use for Swivel. Rather, the act is what is needed, the madness contained in the fingers that do the deed, as Declan commits his first crime out of many, and after years of harvesting, he is ready to give it up for good, as he starts to get colder and time passes. Refuting Swivel's call to work, Declan is taken into a hospital, where he quickly becomes a medical wonder, as more and more tests reveal nothing, until the day Reese graciously took him in. Refusing the harvest, Declan became the field, the seed, the fertilizer. Everything needed for insanity to grow is in Declan. Furious, Declan, picking up his former tool of the trade, slashes Swivel's face, grabbing Reese and starting to run from the madness. Hope fades as Declan explains that running away is not an option, as Swivel is bound to his fingers. No place on earth is beyond his sights, as madness surrounds them. It also gives Declan an idea. Grabbing every insane person and taking in all the madness, he's gonna give Swivel what he wants. A field of madness, of insanity. As full to the brim with insanity, Declan starts to grow the crop, the insane crop so worshipped by Swivel. As with a loud bang, Swivel is delighted to see his once flourishing garden blossom again, as he starts walking, mesmerized by the beauty of insanity. Declan needs to sever the connection, return the last bit of the gifts given, telling Reese to slash his last remaining fingers, this being the only way to take Swivel's immortality. As the last fingers fall from his hand, Swivel starts falling, as he is left without a harvest, without the madness of Declan's fingers. He falls and dies scattered on the pavement, into a million pieces, with his last words being "grow," to his last seed of madness. As Declan and Reese are overjoyed with ending the nightmare and returning to Boston. Back in the hungry world, Swivel's pot begins to twitch, and in a flash, and full-grown Nimble Jack is back, and he is starving.